What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This segment we are going to discuss James Gunn's response to the fan backlash regarding the firing of Henry Cavill as Superman. Now, I haven't even read his statement or quote. This is the first time I'm reading this. So let's see what he says. This is a quote from Variety. James Gunn confronts uproarious DC backlash. Disrespectful outcry will never affect our actions. That's a quote. We were aware there would be a period of turbulence when we took this gig, and we knew we would sometimes have to make difficult and not so obvious choices, especially in the wake of the fractious nature of what came before us. This is the tweet. So James Gunn posts, one of the things Peter and I were aware of when we took the job as heads of DC Studios was a certain minority of people online that could be, well, uproarious and unkind to say the least. Minority of people? I think James Gunn is like a little bit out of touch, or he's in denial. Have you seen the comments, James Gunn? Have you seen the videos? People are freaking pissed that you had something to do with Henry Cavill getting canned. Certainly didn't fight for him, because if James Gunn were to stand his ground and he wanted Cavill himself and say, look, I'm not doing any work for you guys. If you want me to work on some films to write for you guys, like, we have to keep Henry Cavill. He is the established Superman right now. If he would have did that, maybe, just maybe, DC and Warner Brothers would have kept Henry Cavill on board. Now, I'm not sure if James Gunn is the sole one or the sole person responsible for Henry Cavill being fired. If he is, then he deserves all the backlash that he's getting. Should be no shock at all. And why is there backlash? There's backlash because Henry Cavill is a damn near perfect Superman. You know, besides Christopher Reeve, like, those of you who are old enough to have seen Christopher Reeve's Superman and those films, specifically the first one, the second one was okay. Christopher Reeve, like, he was the embodiment of Superman. He perfectly acted out the character. And besides him, I mean, there hasn't really been a Superman as good. Henry Cavill is the next best thing, hands down. I mean, he fits the role on every level. And not to mention, he's super passionate about the character and role. That's really important. So, like, it's really stupid to let somebody like that go. I mean, he looks young enough to continue for years to come. Plus, there's Superman stories where Superman is a little bit older. I mean, there's so many things you could do with the character and include Henry Cavill. And I understand DC hasn't been doing too well. They're definitely all over the place with their films. Behind Marvel for sure. And the main reason is there's no continuity with them. You know, everything's all over the place, no structure. Everything's so unstable. Like, every other week you hear about an actor like not being involved with the role anymore, or they're keeping them, they struck a deal, things fell apart, films being announced, films being axed. I mean, it's a mess. The storylines are convoluted. They feel rushed, very hit and miss. So, you know, I understand a reboot on some level, but there should be like a soft reboot. Keep the actors that you have linked with these characters. You know, their roles and attachments are already established. And if you want to bring in James Gunn to write better films going forward, to kind of like rework things, sure, that makes sense. When you start switching stuff around too much, yeah, you could start at a clean slate, but you could also alienate the fans. Because even though the movies were some are okay, some are just bad, that doesn't mean that the fans don't like the casting for these characters. And like I said, everything's already established. Like, Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman, Henry Cavill is Superman, Jason Momoa is Aquaman. I mean, there's rumors now that they want him to be Lobo. Matter of fact, he may be out. They all may be out. But James Gunn, you know, crying about fans attacking him, it's comical. Yeah, what did you expect? And you know what? The movies going forward may not do well because the fans are pissed. They may actually revolt and, you know, hit you guys in the pockets, the ticket sales. Are they going to be shocked about that too? Is James Gunn going to be shocked and make a tweet and blame the fans? Dude, what do you expect? You're not giving the fans what they want. What they want is Henry Cavill as Superman in a good Superman film. They want the Justice League in a great Justice League movie. Keep what you got and just improve the storylines. Improve the writing, create some like solid structure, and I think they'll be fine. But we'll see. These guys just flip the damn table. I think this is going to be egg on their face. But we'll see. Time will tell. You know, I actually think James Gunn is talented. He's a good writer. He's a good director. He can make a hell of a superhero film. He's very good at implementing comedy, action, like a dark humor. We'll see. We'll see. But I hope the studios reconsider. I hope James Gunn reconsiders and they bring Henry Cavill back. Not for the sake of The Rock. I mean, I wouldn't be mad to see Black Adam versus Superman, but speaking of The Rock, he's probably drinking his sorrows away, right? You know, sipping on his tequila, getting drunk, thinking about what could have been. He tried. Dude played his hand. He tried to muscle and leverage Warner Brothers in DC to be like the center of like, you know, the DCEU going forward, and they shut that down. Anyway, I'm not going to go on a rant on The Rock. Guys, let me know. What do you think about James Gunn's comments? Does he have a right to be upset or annoyed at the fans? Do you think he's out of touch? Do you think he has a point? Do you have confidence and faith that he could turn things around? Would you prefer they just do rewrites and create better content with the established actors? Or do you think that it has to be a complete clean slate, like Infinity Gauntlet? I don't feel so good. Wipe everything out. Clean slate. Drop those thoughts, guys. Thanks for watching the segment. And until next time, take care.